Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Murray and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of The Gift of Giving. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this program focuses on the foundations and non-profits here in Nevada who are making our world a brighter and better place for everyone. So this week we have a very, very special guest. Her name is Marel Garcia. She's the Executive Director representing the Nevada Blind Children's Foundation. Very, very important foundation, and they're doing amazing work. So welcome, Marel.
Thank you so much for having us here. I appreciate it as I represent Nevada Blind Children's Foundation.
It's a pleasure, and thank you for taking time out. I know how busy your schedule is. Just getting in touch with you sometimes is tough, so I know how busy it is. So first of all, would you like to give us a little bit of background about the Nevada Blind Children's Foundation, when it was founded, how long it's been around, and what your day-to-day operations are?
Of course. Nevada Blind Children's Foundation has been around since 2006. It was founded by Kevin and Tony Spilsbury in 2006 when their son in 2004 was born with he was blind and with other impairments. Once they took him home, they found out that there was no other resources here in the state of Nevada that would allow their child the opportunities as other children. Unfortunately, medical professionals and other services here in town told them that there's nothing that they can do for him, that it's best if he would move out of the state.
Goodness.
And being a fourth generation Nevadan, he said, well, that's not an option. So he and his wife found different resources in other states and decided to start the nonprofit. In 2006, they began a resource for families with all, pulling the different resources from other states and what they can do for their children. Before they knew it, they had a family group started. And here we are today, a large organization with after-school program and 3 preschool programs for children.
My goodness.
We're serving children from 2 to 22 years of age, all with blindness or visual impairments, and some with other disabilities as well. It's a great program for all of our families, and we also are an inclusive program. So we invite sighted peers to help mentor and be role models for many of our students.
My goodness, what an organization, what a legacy that the founders, when they said it's not an option to move, and they've started this amazing organization. What a legacy they've left. I mean,
they have, and it continues to grow, and it's great to see how many more children we're able to serve and continue to serve. Yes. Again, starting from a very young age of 2 years old, providing them with basic social skills and learning opportunities. We all learn by sight,
yes,
and many of our students don't have that opportunity in a traditional preschool program. So here we teach them how to engage with their environment and the people around them. And again, it's with sighted peers because they help them through those challenges, right? And they also help them grow socially and engage with other children and learn how to play and do the different activities that 2-year-olds do.
There you go. And you're talking about the real young ones, and it looks like you have a children's learning center there from what I saw on your website.
Correct. And
you have multiple programs there. I see you've got Dots and Tots for 2-year-olds.
Yes.
You've got preschool for 3-year-olds and pre-K for 4 to 5-year-olds. So you've literally broken it down almost by year, so you can specialize to the needs of that particular age.
Correct.
Wow.
At the 2-year-old, it focuses mainly on those social aspects, learning about their environment, learning that they can explore, and knowing where everything is at, learning how to share. At 3 years old, you're learning the very basics of the letters in your name, the letters in the alphabet. And of course, they have to learn in an adaptive environment. So it's for many of our students who have the low vision, everything has to be blown up into larger font. Our students who have no vision, they're learning how to read Braille. So they're learning how to feel the textures and the different dots that they have to learn and eventually learn Braille. In our preschool program, they're learning their numbers in Braille as well, or large print. Sometimes the color of the print has to be different. So it all depends on that child. We cater to the need, the specific need of each of those children. So all our curriculum is built specifically for that child in mind. And our teachers are wonderful. They do a great job in being able to deliver individual learning lesson plans in a group environment. By the time they hit the pre-K program, they're ready to learn Braille, how to track Braille, the different textures, how to understand how to put their name in Braille, and again, the different fonts that best work for that child, and learning how to speak up to what is that they need so that they can learn easier.
My goodness. Now, when they're in these in this learning center and you've got the age, is it a course? Is it a 3-month course, or are they there for the entire year? You have the same kids until they move to the next level, like the pre-K?
Correct.
Is that how it works? So they're there every day for...
They are. Our program begins in August, similar to the school district. Our students continue all the way through June. In July, we take a break, and then we bring them right back. With our students, many of our students are already behind the curve. So the more time they spend in the classroom, the easier it is going to be for them to adapt into a regular classroom. And our goal is for all of our students to be in general education and not in a self-contained classroom.
Okay. And how many children do you have in each of these classes, the dots and tots and the preschool and the pre-K?
We average about 6 to 10 kids per classroom. So it all depends on the need of those children. We don't overcrowd the classroom because we look for quality, not quantity. Many of our students require a lot of one-on-one, and we want to make sure that they're receiving that one-on-one. All of our students are transitioned into their classroom. So we don't just say, oh, great, you guys qualify. Here's a classroom. You're here 9 to 4. What we do is allow that child to adapt to a classroom environment, adapt to a schedule and a routine. And then once they've adapted and they are comfortable in that environment, we're able to add another student. So we slowly integrate students into those classrooms so that everyone is comfortable and building those strong skills that they need to continue moving forward and don't regress.
Well, and it's nice that you're just having 6 and they are getting that personal attention, so they are individuals and not just numbers.
Correct.
You know, and so how many teachers do you have? Is it one teacher with each of these 6 children?
It's 1 to 2. It depends on the classroom and the needs of each child, but we typically have about 2 teachers per classroom.
Gotcha.
To assist with the different learning and the different abilities that each child needs. In addition, we have specialists that work with our kids. So many of our kids need occupational therapy, physical therapy, O&M, which is orientation and mobility therapy, speech therapy. So they're constantly moving with those specialists as well. And we also have a teacher for the visually impaired that works one-on-one with each student that needs that service, and they continue with them throughout the day.
Wow. Now, you said you go for quality as opposed to quantity, and I get that. Have you had to turn children away because you just...
Unfortunately, yes. We have a wait list right now for students that are looking to go into our program. Right now, we probably have about 6 in each level that are waiting for our program to be accepted into our program. Once we have the capacity, we're able to move them around. Now that the spring is coming around, many of our students, we're going to be able to move some around into a different classroom and bring in an additional couple of students to help support them as they start growing in their needs.
Sure. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking about some of the other programs that you have for these children. We're going to take a break to hear from one of our sponsors. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
As a proud sponsor of the Gift of Giving, Thomas Dermatology is deeply rooted in its Las Vegas community and is always looking for ways to give back and continue to serve patients of the Las Vegas Valley. Amidst the rapidly and ever-changing landscape of healthcare delivery, both nationally and locally, our singular focus on patient care has remained constant. We have grown responsibly, enabling our team of skincare experts to provide all the benefits of a large practice while maintaining the care and relationships that comes with a small, private, local practice. For patients with cosmetic interests, Thomas Dermatology has an extensive aesthetics department featuring a team of experts who provide cosmetic injections like Botox and dermal fillers, as well as a full suite of state-of-the-art lasers and med spa services. The newest addition to the clinic is a facial plastic surgery division, allowing us to treat the aging face more comprehensively. These services are complemented by our extensive inventory of skincare products, offering patients the necessary and evidence-based ingredients to improve and maintain the health and look of their skin at home. Thomas Dermatology strives to be a part of every step in the patient's journey to healthy skin. We look forward to welcoming you and your families.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the program. I'd like to thank Thomas Dermatology for their sponsorship of this program and their support, and certainly for all the care and compassion that they've shown me over the years that I've been visiting them. And welcome back Marel from Nevada Blind Children's Foundation. So in this segment we'd like to talk about some of the other programs that you have. You've got On the Dot homework help, and you've got pottery and life skills and cooking. So let's talk about On the Dot first. What is your On the Dot program?
Our On the Dot program is geared for students who are already in school, so K through 12th grade. What we do there is we do assessments before they come in, make sure that we're meeting those IEP goals. Many of our students have IEPs, which is individual learning plans that is set by CCSD or their school. And what we do is look at those goals and make sure that they're meeting those goals through different assistance in either math, reading, English, science. Many of our students do need additional assistance in adapting all of that, the materials that are either online for them at this point or that is given to them from their teachers.
Now, how many students do you have in this program?
This program, we help about 10 students throughout the week. There are different students that come through Monday through Friday right after school. Some of the students arrive with their parents bringing them in, others through paratransit, which is our city transit bus.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's Synergy Pro. It's neat that you partner with the school district on this. I'm assuming you partner with them.
We do. We communicate as much as possible with the teachers for each student to see where they're at and what other strengths that we can work on with the students and weaknesses as well to help them improve in school. Again, our goal is to make sure that all of our students are growing and reaching the full potential that they can possibly reach.
Good. Boy, it sounds very, very supportive, which is probably what these kids need to build up their, self-esteem and resiliency, I would imagine.
Oh, definitely.
And pottery. Now, it's hard to imagine pottery classes.
That is one of their favorite classes.
Really?
It is. It is our most popular class. We have about 12 students that participate in that class every Monday. We have a wonderful organization that we work with, and it's a retired teacher, a special education teacher that helps us with that class.
Bless her heart.
Pottery is great therapeutic energy that the kids can, use there. It also helps with their dexterity and their muscle strength in their hands. As you know, many of our students who are blind have to use a brailler, and when they start out with a brailler, pushing those keys multi-times, they need to have a lot of strength in their hands. And even a lot of our students with low vision need to have that strength to hold that pencil and be able to move, the different letters that they have to write with. However, that does help them build that strength. And again, it's very therapeutic. So they just really enjoy massaging all of that clay. They do a wonderful job with the different art materials or items that they make. We are lucky that we've had donations, so we have pottery wheels, we have a kiln, so that they can fire and glaze everything there on site.
And do you have a little shop where you can where they sell these items, or?
Not yet. I've been approached several times regarding that, so it's something we need to look into.
It would probably be nice for the kids too to know that people are out there buying what they have handmade.
Agreed. Yes.
One has to wonder who thought up this idea of pottery being so therapeutic and so advantageous. I mean, it would be the last of the list if I was coming up with programs. I would never think of pottery, so kudos to whoever came up with that concept. And now we come to the life skills.
Life skills. Life skills is just that. It's basically teaching our kids at different levels the basics of being independent and learning how to brush your teeth. Is it easier to put the toothpaste on the toothbrush if you're completely blind, or is it easier to put it on your tongue and then start brushing your teeth? Simple tips and tricks to teach them so that they can do daily routines on their own. As you know, we all get busy on our day-to-day, and a lot of the parents do the activities for them. What we want them is to be able to do it on their own. Making their own bed, hanging the clothes that they wear and identifying that clothes, folding it, and learning how to shop on their own. We take them to the grocery store. They do different grocery lists. That's part of their projects. And then go shopping for the items that they need for their cooking class. And they purchase all the items, and if they can't find certain items, they have to learn how to advocate and ask for help rather than depend on whoever is there with them at all times. There's a lot of devices now that they can or apps that they can download into their phones so that they can read any of the information on the ingredients or down the aisles, and everything is technology based now. So it's made it a lot easier for many of our students. Budgeting, learning how to stay within your budget, how to spend money properly so that you have for next week's cooking class and just next week's supplies that you may need. So basic life skills is so important. And then as they get older, we teach them how to fill out a job application, how to build a resume, how to even apply for colleges. Many of our students don't see that future and are not given that opportunity, but we're always pushing them a little bit more every day so that hopefully many of our students continue to go to college.
Yes, and become independent. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yes.
When you mention about them going shopping, and if there's anybody out there that can make a difference is listening, it's one thing that surprised me about our currency here. We're the only country in the world where all the notes are the same size and the same color. Mm-hmm. And I often wondered how blind people cope with that?
Yes. So it's easy for them once they receive it and someone assists them in marking the bill. So we have either a bill marker where they can imprint with a special device, and I forget what it's called, but it's a special device that you can just mark it so that you know it's a 1, a 5, or a 20. Or there's a different way of folding each bill as well, so that you know it's a 1, a 5, or a 20, or a 100.
Sure, but they've got to know that they've been given a $10 bill to begin with in their hand.
Exactly.
You're relying on a lot of the honesty for the public at large.
Exactly, yes.
And finally, in this section, let's talk about the cooking.
That is another one of the favorite classes. We start them at a very small, first level to level 5. It depends on the child's abilities, but we start them with simple tasks as how to set the table, how to use your fork, knife, and spoon, how to pour into a cup without spilling, how to put your tablecloth on the table, put the frying pan on the stove. Simple tasks as where to find your items in the kitchen and learning how to organize it so that it's always there when you go look for it, right? Finding that same routine. All the way up to baking, blending. Right now we offer that class once a week for about 2 hours. We have cooking carts. In those cooking carts, they have every supply that you can possibly think of that is in your regular kitchen. Mixing bowls, a small little one-man stove, blender, just everything that you could possibly think of. What we do is work with them depending on the level they create their own ingredients. They go shopping for those ingredients and then or recipes, and then they make sure that they are able to follow each step and measure. One of the things that many of our students need is to learn measurements, and I would say that's for the majority of students.
Well, I noticed that one of the programs you have is where the students prepare Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about that in the next section coming right up, and some of the other events that you have on board. So
Great.
Please stay tuned. We'll be right back in a few moments.
I started my career in financial services during the Great Recession, one of the worst markets we've ever been through. That challenging period was full of uncertainty, but every challenging period has its opportunities. Investing should never be like gambling. Your financial future is far more important. No one knows what the future holds, but here at Lucia Capital Group, our bucket strategy can help you prepare for whatever lies ahead. I'm Joshua Dowden. I've been working with clients for more than 16 years, and I can help you as well. My office is right here in the heart of Summerlin, just north of Charleston Boulevard. Don't let the stock market determine the quality of your retirement. Call me today for a free consultation at 702-508-6421. That's 702-508-6421.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you, Joshua Dowden from Lucia Capital Group, for all of his help in planning my retirement funds over the years. Really appreciate you, Joshua, and your support of this program. And welcome back, Maribel from Nevada Blind Children's Foundation. We were talking about the cooking class just before we broke, and I see that you have a Thanksgiving luncheon where the students actually cook meals for their families. So how does that plan out? And wasn't that that had to have been quite a bold experiment when you first did it, the first year you did that, I would imagine.
Just imagine a lot of kids in the kitchen. It's a great opportunity for our kids to showcase all the skills that they've been learning in cooking class. Mm-hmm. Our kids prepare a full meal, so they spend all of Friday from about 6 o'clock in the evening till about 10 o'clock at night cooking, peeling potatoes, prepping all the supplies to make the pie. They make it from scratch.
Oh my goodness.
Sweet potato, green beans. It's just a whole gamut, and everyone has an opportunity to bring one of their favorite dishes from home, and they get the opportunity to build that dish and make it for their families.
Nice.
They spend the night, which is a great social opportunity for many of our students who don't have those other that opportunity anywhere else. And then Saturday morning, they get right back up again, finish the rest of the cooking that they need to do, and then they serve their families a Thanksgiving meal for lunch.
What a nice function to have.
Oh, it's
How
wonderful.
nice, and bring people together like that, not just the students, but all the families and the students.
Yeah.
That's really what Thanksgiving's about, isn't it? The
It
families,
is.
friends, and loved ones. So
It's a great opportunity for our kids, our families to see their children that are very capable of doing so much more. And then seeing how much they have grown.
Oh,
That
for
is
sure.
the biggest thing for a lot of our families.
Yes.
To just see that they are able to express themselves in different ways.
Yes. And you have a couple of other events too. You've got an Easter event and a baseball event throughout the year.
Yes, our beep baseball is an adaptive form of baseball. Many of our students get to participate don't get to participate in regular baseball, but this gives them an opportunity to do an All-American traditional game, just adapted for them. So the bases beep, the ball beeps, and it's more than just playing, hitting the ball. It's just being with friends and having in that social engagement.
Yes.
All the families
Inclusive.
very inclusive. All the families get to participate, but everyone is blindfolded. So everyone is at equal playing ground.
I'm not too sure I'd be too much of a willing participant in that.
We have plenty of volunteers. We have plenty of the volunteers that come and help with that game, so it's great. So you're not alone. There's somebody guiding you.
Good. And what about the Easter program?
We have beeping egg hunt. Basically, it's an egg hunt, but it's adapted again for our students and their families. So the eggs beep. What we do is hide them all over in the grassy area, and then everyone is blindfolded again, so everyone can participate. We separate them into different levels. They go and search for the different eggs, as many as they can find. And they get to enjoy
sounds like
just
fun too.
Yes, it is.
And do you have age cutoffs for that Easter egg hunt so the older students don't go and grab the eggs before the younger ones have
Yes, definitely. Because that still happens no matter what. Yes.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
So we definitely separate them by age group so everyone can participate.
Now, there are a couple of other programs. You've got a new program starting in spring 2024, a parent support group, and also a peer advocacy group for teenagers. Do you want to tell us a little bit about those programs?
Of course.
They sound important.
They are. Our parent support group is just that, right? It's an opportunity for our parents to sit with like parents who are dealing with some of the same situations that they're dealing with either struggling to have their child potty trained, to struggling to have their child understand and help them through the homework, or just helping them deal with some of the everyday concerns that they have in school with either bullying or not being able to socialize with other students, and figuring out ways that they can help each other as a community and understanding each other. At the same time, we provide them with resources during those parent support groups so that they'll have outside community partners that can assist them with additional, I don't know, if they need diapers, if that's one of the things that they're struggling with right now, or if they need additional tutors for their students or their siblings in the home. So it's not just our student that we cater to. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Great, yes.
Yeah, and many of our parents have requested that. So now we have the bandwidth to be able to support that.
That's cool. That's great. And now, I'd like to know how your organization gets funded, and I'm assuming you have fundraising events throughout the year as well, and it seems like you have one called the Ladybug Ball. I know it's early, it's coming up on May the 4th,
Yes.
but maybe you'd like to give us a little bit of a background on that.
Of course.
So if people are interested in attending,
Yes.
at least if they know about it.
Yes, our Ladybug Ball is our annual gala. We, as everyone else, and I didn't have it for a couple of years, and that kind of put a dent in our wallets,
Yes.
right? Like everyone else.
Yes.
However, we're able to bring it back. Last year was our first year back, and it was a great success. We had it at the Illuminarium. We had great support from many of our donors and sponsors that typically support us throughout the year, and it's a great opportunity for us to showcase many of the services that we offer for our students, but also showcase the important people that support us throughout the year.
Cool. And other than the major fundraiser, do you get your donations mainly from corporations or the public, or?
All of the above. Many of our donations do come, or our funding comes from corporations through grants.
Okay.
And we are always looking for sponsors and donors and different avenues so that we're able to continue our mission of supporting students with visual impairment. Right now our main funding source is coming from grants throughout the city.
Great. It's great that you're getting that support.
Yes.
So before we go, would you like to give us the information how people can reach out to you if they want to? Do you have a website address and a phone number that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Of course. Our phone number is 702-735-6223, and our website is www.mvblindchildren.org. And there's so much information on our website, but if you just want to give us a call, we'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions.
I've reviewed your website. It is very, very comprehensive and very interesting and very, very well put together.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maribel, for being with us
Thank
today.
you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Please keep up the good work. It's amazing work that you're doing, and I hope you'll get some support and some volunteers from our viewers out there.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank John Stiles, our producer and owner of the station, for allowing me to host this program. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Thomas Dermatology and Joshua Dowden from Lucia Capital Group, and also my business partner for the last 25 years, RJ Champion. You'll see his sponsorship message right at the end of this program. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me, Stephen, at thegiftofgiving.vegas. And I'd like to finally thank you, the viewer, for tuning into the program this week. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you'll join us again next week. In the meantime, please stay safe, be kind to one another, and see you next week. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.